channel. It's your girl Mari, also known as Soul Style Beauty. Let me first apologize. My energy seems a little low in this video. I'm sorry. I'm just like super tired, but I wanted to get this video out. But yeah, today is Palm Sunday, so I just went to church. It was just so beautiful. And then I went to a brunch called I Am My Sister's Keeper. So it was just a whole group of women, and we just discussed so many things that we were going through. People shared their testimonies and certain things. So it was just so good. So I'm just tired from all that goodness. Anyways, today's video is going to be just us talking practically, or not us because obviously nobody's in my apartment, but just me talking practically about friendships. And not to say that I am the bestest friend that someone else can have in the whole entire world, but I do feel like I have grasped a great understanding on how to maintain them. Applications is a different story, but like maintaining them and actually knowing what goes into them, I feel like I have a good understanding of that. So I just wanted to talk about that today, because I feel like we're in a generation, especially as millennials, where it's like we're not comfortable, we're not trying to do it. If something bothers us just a little bit, we're ready to run. And I feel like not all friendships are built on just making one person happy. It's not one-sided. It's something that takes two people, you know, going through different seasons, going through different hard times, but then at the same time, it's constant analyzing and readjusting. So I just wanted to make some points today. I have like 4 or 5 points that I want to discuss specifically about friendship. So yeah, just stay tuned. Okay, so the very first point I want to talk about is expectation. You should know what you want in a friend. You can have a conversation with your friend and it can come out, you know, gradually, but at the same time, I feel like that person should know what you expect of them. And I'm not saying come with this like big list of I need you to do this, this, and that. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But at the same time, if you want somebody to check up on you, you know, 2 times a week or 3 times a week if possible. If you need a lot of communication, that can be said. If you need outings, that can be said. If you need to be held accountable on something, that can be said. But I feel like somebody has to know those things. The person that you're in a friendship with has to know these things, because then you assume in your mind that they know everything, and then you get disappointed and you're ready to flee. Like, that's what happens sometimes. And I feel like it's so unfair to the other person if they don't even know what your expectations are. So let that person know, listen, as a friend, I would like you to do this, this, and that. Nothing, you know, crazy big, not crazy big list of expectations, but you know, small things that you do want that person to be there for you for. But they should definitely know, because it's unfair for you to leave the friendship because of things that they don't know. So I feel like that can always be a conversation. And I posted something on my Facebook a minute ago that said like the smallest assumptions can lead to the biggest problems. And I've seen it in my life happen. I've seen it happen in other people's situations. It's just because you assume things in your mind, what you think in your mind is not always true, but people run with it sometimes. But I feel like if you just have a simple conversation and be like, you know what, this is how I feel, this is what made me feel this way, this is where I feel like we're at right now, we need to kind of readjust, then it can solve a lot of problems instead of you just assuming that everybody knows your expectations. The second most crucial thing that I feel like also maintains a friendship is transparency and communication. It's no sense in being someone's friend if you cannot be honest about some of the things that you're going through. And not to say that we all feel that about every single situation in your life, but I feel like that's what your friends are there for. They're there to do battles with you. They're there to pray with you. They're there to hold you accountable. But if nobody knows what you're going through, nobody can help you. So I do feel like transparency is so necessary, and sometimes that can teach the other person something. Like your certain things that you're going through is not only for you. So I feel like if you share that with somebody else, they learn from, you know, being with you in that battle just as much as you do. Like, transparency is a must-have, and also communication. It's like, who wants to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't really talk to them? You know, and I could feel like I'm off with a friend, and I'll be like, you know what, we really need to get back in touch. Like, we need to communicate more. Like, I'll text that to my friend Melissa, because we're close, and if we don't talk like that, I'm like, all right, like I feel like this is getting like very surfacey, and I'm not a fan of like surface relationships, like close surface relationships, which is kind of like, it doesn't make sense, and even in that sentence, but it holds no purpose. It holds no purpose, because at the end of the day, you cannot communicate with that person. You don't know what that person is going through. It's kind of like, what kind of friend can you be? You have to communicate, and you have to be somewhat transparent with your close friends. And I just have one more point. I know I said I had like 4 to 5 things, but honestly they kind of like grouped together, so I was like, okay, like it's really like 3. But the last one is just analyzing and readjusting. And one thing, especially being in experiencing long relationships before, and now you know, I'm in a courtship with my boyfriend Jose. He's not going to be the same person year after year after year, but I feel like it's that constant like analyzing, where are you right now, like what do you need from me right now, how can we fix this, how can we move forward, we readjust and we move on. Like that's just how it is. You're not going to be friends with somebody and they're not going to be the same person every year. There's going to be slight things that change, you know, in that person's life. Like for me, one of the biggest changes in my life is spirituality. I've never in my life, not even in high school, not in junior high school either, had a relationship with God. I didn't go to church, but now that's one of the changes in my life. And you know, if that was a problem with some of my close friends, which it's not, that's going to be something of, you know, that we had to analyze and readjust, you know, because it's new, it's fresh. But I feel like that's what maintains a friendship. Your friend is not going to be exactly 100% the same all the time. You're always going to have to analyze what you guys are. That just takes a conversation. And I just decided to do this video because I see a lot of, like, people are ready to run for the most pettiest things. And this is like a day and age where like pettiness is very cute. Like, oh, I'm petty, petty gang, separation, I'm cutting this person off because she don't be like, you know, she acting funny, she moving funny. But I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's cute because it just teaches us to run every single time we're not comfortable with something. And it's one-sided, it's very selfish, and it's very prideful. And I feel like with friendships, nobody's going to meet your full expectation list. I always say that. Nobody is going to be perfect, but everything can be solved with the simple conversation. And maintaining them, yes, it's work. Trust me, I know it's very hard, especially with life. And me being in a romantic relationship and work, and me balancing YouTube and my blog. Like, it's a lot, but it does take you being intentional. And that's one thing that God has been teaching me is like, you know, love the people around you, maintain relationships, build on close relationships, and I just want to encourage you guys to do the same thing. So yeah, I just hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It's very quick, but I felt like it was very necessary, especially after going to the event that I went to today. It was like a lot of transparency. And when we speak about things, like everybody gets so filled spiritually, and it's beautiful, you know. And I do feel like if we did that more as sisters in Christ, love on each other and not act on our emotions every single time, we'll have a closer bond. We'll love on each other more. We'll have more stronger relationships. And trust me, I'm working on it too. But I felt like I did get a good grasp of what maintaining a friendship does mean. Like, how can I understand that? And it's taken a while. Trust me, I'm not like perfect at friendships. I have failed at friendships before. But it's all a learning process. Everything is a learning process, and I just thank God for just, you know, teaching me that and showing me those things, you know. But anyways, before I start rambling, I'll see you guys in my next video. If you have any topics that you want me to talk about or discuss, definitely let me know. If you want to follow me on my social media, I'm at Soul Style Beauty everywhere, like Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, at Soul Style Beauty. But I'll see you guys in my next video. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.